first principle. Communication and teamwork are one-to-one relationship building. Let's write that down and remind ourselves once again, all communication and teamwork is one-to-one relationship building. One-to-one. Because of their values, because of their beliefs, because of what's going on in their minds, because of what they're thinking about. There's always something new, better, and different that you can think about. There's always different ways that these people respond and react. And you never know unless you're communicating with them one-to-one, like I am with each of you. It's about eye contact. It's about being present for them. It's about listening to each and every specific person. The second principle is this. Success is the freedom to be yourself. If you can't be yourself, if you have to put on a facade, if you have to be somebody else, that is not a good relationship. Success is the freedom to be yourself, to be authentic, to come across as who you truly are. I mean, you saw me in the video as super high energy. You see me now with all this energy. This is who I am. I can't have less energy. I don't want to have less energy. I learned it isn't charismatic. It isn't magnetic. It's not that attractive, especially for me being up here talking with a whole bunch of people. I could have less energy in a different job. Not this one. Success is the freedom to be yourself in any and all relationships. So find a way to continue to do that. Be open and honest with yourself. The next principle is to earn trust, we must first give it away. I don't mean give everyone your trust. I learned that from Andrew. I don't mean give everyone your trust. I mean to earn trust, you must first give it away. You must be trusting first. You can't ask for trust. You can't say, I want you to trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me. You have to give them that opportunity to trust you. And the only way to do that is to trust them. Do you have to trust them 100%? No. Do you have to trust them all the time? No. Do you have to trust everyone? No. That's not what I'm saying. You just have to be able to give that trust away. The example I always use is I trust that each and every one of you came in here expecting to have a good time, expecting to learn, and you're going to apply it, because if not, I wouldn't have come. I would not have come if I believed you weren't going to have a good time, if you weren't going to appreciate it, if you weren't going to apply it. There's no point for me to be here. I have to trust that you'll at least give it a shot. To earn trust, you've got to first give it away. The next principle, treat others as they would like to be treated. Treat others the way they would like to be treated. It's the platinum rule, the opposite of the golden rule. The golden rule states what?
Treat others as you would like yourself.
Treat others as you would like to be treated. And that's great to teach our kids, don't kick somebody in the face because you don't want to be kicked. Right? That makes a lot of sense. But as adults, we've grown up and we've evolved. It's a little different now. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Let's say I'm a huggable, lovable kind of guy, and I love to hug everybody that I meet. If I came up to someone who didn't like to be hugged, let's just say you hate being hugged. You just hate bodily contact. And I came up and I greeted you, how am I going to greet you if I love to be hugged? I'm going to give you a hug. If I treat you the way I want to be treated, I'm going to give him a hug. And what did I just do to him?
Made him uncomfortable.
Made him uncomfortable. Offended him, alienated, invaded his space, right? That's not the game we play anymore. It's not treat others the way you'd like to be treated. It's treat others the way they would like to be treated, according to their values, their principles, what's most important to them. If he just likes the handshake, I'll give him a handshake, but I will hug his hand. I'll give him the best darn handshake on planet. Treat others as if they would like to be treated. If you remember that, you remember everything throughout the day.
Isn't the challenge knowing how they want to be treated? I mean, how do you, short of having to ask every person you meet, how would you like me to treat you? I mean, I'm assuming that a lot of it is just observing them. You get a sense of this is who they are, this is what they prefer, and you kind of learn from that. Is there something else that...
It's being observant, it's listening with the intent of listening. We'll get into a lot of that, and we're creating rapport and trust and respect and understanding. It's a lot of, like you said, it's being observant. It's taking a look, it's listening, it's observing with your entire body, and most of the times you don't know until you ask. I've been asking many different ways from the start of our conversations. And I knew a lot of it because of you, because of the conversations you and I had. The next principle, perform at your genius level. And in a lot of other words, you don't have to write all this down, but entrust others to do what they're better at than you. We're going to focus on this in the afternoon, but perform at your genius level. If you want to have the best communication, the best teamwork, the best relationships, give everything you got. Do what you're good at. Life is too short to do the things you suck at. Isn't it? Yes. Perform at your genius level and entrust others to do what they're better at than you. Because most of the challenges that people have in the workplace is they know how to do someone else's job better. Or someone that knows how to do a great job, but they give it to somebody else, they delegate to somebody else. That is a great challenge. So perform at your genius level. Each and every one of you has a genius. Find it, figure it out, do it. Do what you're good at, do what you're great at, do what you're genius at. This is how my wife and I operate. We are a core genius marriage. You know, she doesn't like tools and principles and concepts and all these things, but she appreciates relationship development. I put a blank piece of paper in front of her, drew a line down the middle. I wrote Joe and I wrote Emma, because I know she doesn't like other things. She calls them dittos from high school. So I said, I'm going to write down everything I want to do that I'm good at. You write out everything that you're going to do that you're good at. And then on the bottom, we'll draw another line, and everything else we'll hire somebody else to do. And we went through the whole list, and it was very, very typical of the man and woman in the relationship. The male, I'm going to mow the lawn and do all that stuff and take care of the house. And you know what, that's fine. I appreciate it. I didn't like mowing my father's lawn because that wasn't my lawn. This is very different. We'll talk about ownership later on, right? But we had our list. We knew what we wanted to do. And on the bottom, it was cleaning the house and other things. So we had an option. We can either spend time together and clean the house, doing something that we couldn't care less about, or hire someone, and then we would have the time to spend time doing things that we do care about. What do you think we did? We hired somebody for $144 a visit. Every 3 weeks, someone comes down, cleans the house. 2 people come and clean the house for an hour and a half, and they save us 6 hours because it's their genius. It's what they do. It's who they are. And that saved us many a fights. Many challenges. We have to ignore it. It doesn't matter anymore because someone else takes care of it for us. Perform at your genius level. The next principle. You become like the 5 people you hang around most. Or the 5 people that happen to hang around you most, whichever way you want to look at it. So think about those people. Who are the 5 people you hang around with? Maybe they're colleagues, maybe they're family, maybe they're friends. Who are these people that you hang around most, that you spend the most amount of time with? You become like them, whether you want to or not.
So in other words, make sure the 5 people you spend the most time with are people you want to be like.
Exactly. I look at it this way. Relationships are either inspiring or imprisoning us. At the same time, you are inspiring or imprisoning your relationships. So I want to always be inspiring my wife, meaning bringing her up to a new level. That's what I was forcing her to do with this personal development thing. Bringing her up to a new level. But once I made it relationship, she walked up there. I didn't need to pull her. She did it herself. Who are those 5 people who are dragging you down? Who are the 5 people that are lifting you up? Move yourself towards those 5 people because you will become more and more and more like them. Unless you hang out with the wrong crowd. Where you are is why you are who you are. That's why if you take a look at the society, the whole entire country, the people who have the roughest times, who get in all the fights, are the people who hang out with the wrong crowd. The last principle, relationships are 100-100, not 50-50. Please remember this by all means. If all relationships are one-to-one communication, they are also 100-100, not 50-50. If I walked up to my wife and I said, hey, sweetie, I'm going to give you 50% of my energy for the rest of our lives, we'd be divorced. If you walk up to any one of your clients and say, hey, I'm going to do my job at 50%, how would you feel about that? You have no clients anymore. All relationships are 100-100. Give everything, but you don't know what to give unless you ask what they want to give. All these principles apply. Which is the one that applies most to you? So take a look at the 7. Which one do you need to improve on the most? And they're all in boxes, so just highlight the box, put a big box around the box, star it, write down, I will apply this the most, this is most important to me, because you'll see in your own handwriting that this is important, and you said you will apply it. Which one will you focus on?